Hi everybody, welcome back to more YouTube channel. It's Chris back with my rant stroke thought of the day. No surprises, it's all about Sandro Tonali. Tonali Gate continues to rumble on. We seem to find out something new every single hour. We know Sandro Tonali's been over talking to the Italian FA. He's admitted his indiscretions, he's admitted his sins. He's come out and said he's got a gambling problem. He's talked to his close family and friends. His agent has released a statement. But this has taken a bit of a turn for the worse, really, for Newcastle United. It was only the other night, I think, on What's Going On, me and Mark were talking about the fact that he's not bet on football and matters, so hopefully he shouldn't get a ban. But apparently now it's come out in the wash that Sandro Tonali has bet on AC Milan games, which is not good whatsoever, and he could be looking at a lengthy ban. The reported news is there could be a year's ban from football. I'm not entirely sure if that's all football or just international football, but I've been reading some updates from the likes of Craig Hopes and Keith Downeys that I think the FA are waiting to see the outcome of his sentence before they decide to issue whatever penalties they're going to hand out. So there will definitely be some kind of recompense for Sandro in the wake of this situation. But this whole thing is awful, really. It's awful for Sandro Tonali. The lad has got a problem. He's got an addiction. You know, whatever you think about gambling as an addiction, it is an addiction. I work with a lad who had a gambling problem. He's a lovely lad. He used to go to support groups for it and everything else as well. And he was always living on that kind of edge that, you know, that he could succumb to those kind of things. So he had to remove himself from those situations. So it is a real shame that Sandro's going through this situation, and probably in a game where there's not a lot of help or support for that. So I do wish him well with recovery on that. I don't want to sound heartless or anything like that, but you know, as a footballer, he knows the rules. Certainly betting on football matches is a massive no-no. It'd be unfair and hypocritical for me to get on here and do a video and totally bury Ivan Toney and then put my arms around Sandro Tonali and cuddle him, which a lot of the fan base are doing. So I do sympathise. He's got an addiction and I feel for the lad, but he's broken the rules. He knows he shouldn't have done it, and he's made a massive mistake. He's let himself and his teammates down in that regard, and there's no getting away from that. I'm sorry, there's not. But going back to the situation now, it's just the frightening question, I think, that a lot of us are asking, and it's because we're probably very cynical these days. It's a cynical world that we live in. But did AC Milan know about this when there were opening negotiations with Newcastle United? It's got to be a question that everyone has to ask. It really is, because if AC Milan did know anything about this coming over the fucking hill, and they still did that deal to sell Sandro Tonali, basically thinking that ain't our problem, then that's fucking horrific by AC Milan, and Newcastle United will be well within their rights to take legal action against AC Milan with regards to that transfer. Again, that's not nothing that I've read or nothing that somebody said. That's just a question that's come through my mind and a lot of other people's minds as well. And it's a question that needs to be asked, in my opinion. And if it turns out to be the case, AC Milan should be fucking hung, drawn and quartered in the football and court of law for not disclosing that information before Newcastle did that deal. I did wonder, casting my mind back to that particular transfer in that moment, that we were able to sign, you know, the next Pirlo for 52 million quid, a fulcrum of that AC Milan side that got to the semi-finals of the Champions League. I thought, that's a bit low, isn't it? Why are they selling a player like that? But you don't know with football teams these days. They're all in financial difficulties and everything else. Look at Barca, Real Madrid, they're fucking skint. They still try to bid for players, don't they? But it did cross my mind as to how the hell we signed this player in the first place. But if Milan have known about this, then that has got to be them nailed to the cross by the footballing bodies around the world, because that is ridiculous if that has happened. We could have spent that money elsewhere. We could have looked at another player. That could have been a red flag for us. But yeah, I really hope that isn't the case, because if it is, every football fan, Newcastle United fan, you know, other fans might laugh at us, I'm sure they probably will, but Newcastle United fans in particular should be fucking raging at that, and the board and the owners should be as well. But going back to the situation with Sandro, so, you know, apparently the FA said he's able to play this weekend. I don't think he'll play in a million years. I don't think his head will be right. I think he'll be in fucking pieces. I think he'll be all over the place. He's a young lad. He's basically just, you know, thrown a massive lump of shit on his career. He could be looking at a 12-month ban from football at the age of 23 or whatever, which is fucking terrible for the lad. He's not going to be in a fit state of mind to play whatsoever. We've got loads of cover in that area. We've got Anderson, Longstaff, Bruno, Joe Linton should be back for Palace. Joe Willock's a week away. I don't think we need to play Sandro Tonali. I'd be shocked if he's in the squad. I really would be. And if he is in the squad, he might get a 10 minutes off the bench for the fans to give him, you know, some appreciation and some love. But it is a horrible situation to find ourselves in. everything's gone rosy for the football club. This is probably one of the darkest moments, I think, in the new ownership model, and it's one of them that we didn't even look like we could prevent. If Newcastle didn't know anything about it, then how the hell were they going to prevent it? But I do wish Sandro well in terms of his recovery. As an addict, as I said, it's a horrible thing to be addicted to, and I really hope that he gets the help and support that he needs to. But going back to the football team, I tweeted this earlier on. As I said, we've got a lot of cover in that area. Joe Willock's due back soon as well, which couldn't happen any sooner, really. But quite often in football history, situations like this occur where somebody's injured or suspended or sold or whatever, and a youngster steps forward into the breach and never looks back. You think of your Wayne Rooney's, your Steven Gerrard's, and your David Beckham's back in the day at Manchester United. And I really feel that the Sandro Tonali situation, as unwanted as it is, could present Louis Miley with a great opportunity to grab this with both hands. And I think if he does, I don't think he'll look back, because there's such a good player in there. And I'm not trying to put too much pressure on young shoulders, but I really think this could be the turning point for Newcastle United with Louis Miley, and maybe he gets more game time, maybe we see more of him, and he gets better and better. And you never know, by the time Sandro comes back from any potential lengthy ban, he may struggle to even get in the side anyway. So that's one positive to look at if you want to turn this frown upside down. The other one is, could we potentially sanction any kind of emergency loan to refill the squad? I don't think they'll let us do it. I think it's only a goalkeeper they let you do that for. But you've got players over in the Saudi Arabian leagues as well, great players who have gone over there. Our owners own the clubs that they play for. So potentially, could we do a deal for Milenkovic-Savic from Al Hilal, possibly to come over to Newcastle United to fill Sandro Tonali's space in the squad? We don't know. But one thing that we are going to find out is what Sandro's penance is going to be, what his punishment is going to be from the Italian FA. I think that is going to draw to a close really quickly, and then I think after the back of that we'll find out what the FA are going to do, and then we can start thinking about what Newcastle United are going to do in their squad. Make no mistake about it, Eddie Howe will be livid about this behind the scenes. He really will be. It's not what he wanted at all. Secretly, him and Jason Tindall, I'm sure, are absolutely fizzing about this whole scenario. And if, as I say, Milan knew about the ban, that's even worse. The likes of Ashworth and Darren Neals and everything will be absolutely foaming about that. And I'm pretty sure that'll all come out in the wash soon. But this story is going to rumble on, I'm sure. Newcastle United are back in Premier League action this weekend. We'll be back with a match preview soon. And obviously the post-match analysis of hopefully Newcastle United win, just to take all the sting out of all this noise. If you like this kind of thing, smash subscribe, guys. Be a member if you want. It's less than £2 a month. Drop us a comment as well. Let us know what you think about the Tonali incident. Are you upset? Are you pissed off? Do you feel let down by Sandro Tonali? Or do you sympathise and you put your arms around him and support him? Do you think we've got players in turn that can step up and fill that position? Or do you think we need to go out and sign somebody? Let us know whatever you guys think in the comments. We always like to hear from you. We always try and reply as well. You take the time to type when we take the time to reply. But that's me done for this one right now. I'm sure I'll be back with some more Tonali updates soon as the story unfolds. Have a great day wherever you are, everyone, and we'll see you later. Cheers.